Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chris, and today I would like to discuss a topic by Miss Elisabeth Warren. So this individual here, so she's running for the presidency of the White House. So she's running for president of the United States of America. Now she has this interesting quote. Now you have the opportunity to invest some of it back into our society so everyone has a chance to succeed. Okay, so I'm going to have a little bit of an analysis and just give my 2 cents about this. Okay, so what she wants to do basically is to tax the super wealthy people on the top 0.1% for basically just for the sake of them being rich. So I'm going to have like a breakdown on what this is. So if this is a tax, this is not an investment. So we invest to have a return. You have a tax, you pay the tax, which means that the capital is gone. So there is no return. So first of all, it's not a trade. You don't own any assets. There's no stocks, there's no commodities, there's no cryptocurrency, nothing. So like I mentioned just before, the capital is gone. So no return. This is just to me, my honest opinion, is just a sad attempt of just stripping money from wealthy people just for the sake of stripping money and just giving them to less fortunate people, which they're still going to spend it anyways. I think that there's some things that this lady is missing. I'm not going to call her, ignorant. Obviously, she wants to target her audience, which is the less favored, and ultimately wants to get them on her side for, her purpose is to get their votes so she can be president. Now, I'm not against her for either being a female or I'm just against this type of mindset. So I want to give an example. You give a random person £10,000 or $10,000, doesn't matter. They're going to come back with luxuries. So they're going to buy, their needs and wants, and they're not going to figure out a way to make the capital grow. On the flip side, if you have wealthy people, they're going to figure out a way to make those 10,000 into 100,000 into 1,000,000 and so on and so forth. They're going to come up with a system to replicate that success. And another point is, even if a poor person would be new to this mindset of being an entrepreneur, or I like to call them a entrepreneur, it's not mainly about resources. I mean, there's banks giving business loans and there's still businesses that fail. They fail not because of resources or the lack of resources or the limited resources that they have. They lack due to knowledge. For instance, if I try to open a restaurant, which I have no experience on running that type of business, even if I have $1 million to invest, I am going to fail because I have no prior knowledge or expertise regarding that industry. The only thing I know about that industry is that it's highly competitive and difficult to pull off to be successful on that industry. So she also states on her quote, everyone has a chance to succeed. Everyone has a chance to succeed. We live in the digital revolution, and we can make businesses from our laptops. So what's the excuse? It's mainly due to lack of skills. I mean, I will put all the articles in the description for you to see as well and have your own thoughts and discuss this matter. Okay, I also want to point out, the Bill Gates example. So basically the man Bill Gates, just built Microsoft from scratch. I mean, it was a collective effort. It was like a whole team involved in the process. But he managed to pull it off. I mean, it took him decades, but he was successful. And therefore, with success, he gets rewarded with money. And also, I mean, he has given so much money to charity, to UNICEF. He created his own, charity under his name and his wife as well. So Why do people want to, perceive them as a bad person for having loads and loads and loads of money? I mean, the guy has a system that was the company that brings him income every day, every week, every month. So if she gets into the White House and she's going to have this tool to tax even further the super wealthy, honestly, these people who are in this bracket will be looking into ways to avoid these taxes. I mean, they could go into like some accounting experts, how to get around all of these taxes, to play this, infamous cat and mouse game. Ultimately, like move abroad to other countries which are tax havens. Move their wealth with them as well, so they don't get taxed. And also another thing that this lady seems to fail to acknowledge is that most people who are wealthy, they're not wealthy just in cash, like cold hard cash. They have cash equivalents or other investments. For example, I myself, I own stocks. So if I were to pay this tax, very likely I would have to sell off some positions, very likely at horrible prices, and I would miss out on a lot on gains. In this tool, there's a quote I want to mention. Good news, you'll still be extraordinarily rich. I call this just a blunt slap in the face for people who actually raise businesses, from scratch, from the ground up. It is just a blunt slap in the face. We're going to punish you for you to be wealthy. You're a monster. As I mentioned, just before, Bill Gates has given, so much money out of his own pocket to UNICEF and his charity under his own name, and not just him. Warren Buffett, just so many. So many have built businesses, have given it back to charity. This mindset, I honestly is just so butchered. I mean, honestly, I understand she wants to, target her audience. She wants them to get, behind her, to support her, to get her into the White House, to potentially do this nonsense. But honestly, I don't agree. I'm awfully against it. I'm so against it. Okay, she also says, and if history is any guide, you do nothing other than invest your wealth in the stock market. Well, that is the point of investing in the stock market. It is to get a return on your investment. Would it be capital appreciation? Would it be dividends? And you're still rich. I mean, oh my gosh. Also, we need to, mention to her that, not every year the stock market, goes up and up and up and up. I mean, most years, has a tendency to go up between 8-10%. I mean, just last year it went up like 18, which was an amazing year. And like I said before, if we have this tax, it would be 3 or 6%. Just the thought of us selling some positions or getting rid of some assets just to pay this bill, which is a bill, is just ignorant. Okay, so honestly, I just hope that most people who are eligible to vote in that country, have a bit of common sense, think a little bit bigger, acknowledge that these folks added a lot of value to the world. They created companies, they created jobs, they bring prosperity. There's just no need to tax them even further. There's just no need. They're already taxed enough. They're already the ones who pay the most tax percentage-wise. The thing is that they're still a very small minority. And so she also wants to grab those funds. She wanted to grab those funds to fund her own healthcare. So I smell an Obamacare 2.0, and she's obviously wants to use that tax money to. I mean, it's not really that wrong to do that. Just the way that she wants to do it may not be the wisest one, because I just think of, is that even going to work? I mean, if I were worth over 1 billion and I heard this piece of news, I think I'll be packing up my things and just getting out of the U.S. You know, I would just go like to Thailand or Monaco or any poor country that doesn't have any of this nonsense. Why am I stuck in the U.S.? Or are they going to stop me at the airport? If I'm rich enough, I have my own airplane. Like, bye bye. But just to finish up this video, I just wanted to give my honest opinion. Rather than this tax, I think that would be so much wiser to have financial education in schools. I mean, it is so taboo still to this day to talk about money in schools. People don't know how to use credit appropriately. There's just so much ignorance when it comes to money. People don't save enough. People live paycheck to paycheck. Just spend money on every little thing that they just so desire. I mean, they don't know how to budget. I mean, that's what I would, just focus more on having people out of debt instead of just taxing the rich. Obviously, to pull that one off, that's going to take a heck of a lot more effort. Well, so that'll be it for this video. So if you guys liked, hit the subscribe button, give us, a little like, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.